I'm Salli Richardson-Whitfield. I'm an actress and director, and this is my son.
Dre Whitfield.
Say it again.
Dre Whitfield.
We are going to read you a book about Gordon Parks. So, Dre, why don't you read the title and everything else right now.
This is Gordon Parks by Carol Boston Weatherford, illustrations by Jamie Kristoff.
And hold it up a little closer so everybody can see it. Okay, here, I'm going to do the first page, and then you go. Okay. So, the youngest of 15, Parks arrives stillborn and is nearly left for dead until a dip in ice water shocks his tiny heart to beat. The baby is named for the man who saved his life, Dr. Gordon.
When young Gordon crosses the prairie on horseback, nothing seems beyond reach. But his white teacher tells her all-black class, "You all wind up porters and waiters." What did she know?
After Gordon loses his mother at age 15, he moves in with his sister in Minnesota. Soon on his own, Gordon works odd jobs, busboy, piano player, and finally, porter and waiter. Okay.
25 years old and all but broke when a magazine spread about migrant farm works inspires him to buy a used camera that at $7.50 is the best money he will ever spend.
Next page? Okay. One page? Okay.
In 1 month, he teaches himself enough for an exhibit at a camera store. Soon he is shooting fashion and portraits. One model tells him to take his camera to the big city.
Hide your face. Okay.
In Chicago, Gordon shots of struggling families on the south side win him a chance to be a government photographer. He leaves Midwest and turns his camera on Washington. Gordon wonders, what should I shoot? Search for a subject, says his boss.
Let me hold it up a little higher. Okay.
In nation's capital, he passes the White House and the Supreme Court. In the shadow of the Capitol, he sees black families living in alley dwellings. He can see that blacks have it harder than whites. He passes statues, monuments, and memorials to mighty heroes, but there are enough photos of white men carved in marble and granite. He glimpses whites-only signs in shop windows and learns firsthand that even if there's no sign, it doesn't mean that black man will be served.
So what he's saying is that even though it doesn't say that they won't be served, they won't be.
Boiling mad, Parks vows to lay bare racism with his lens. He shares his vision with his boss, who points him towards the subject. Talk to her, she knows struggle. She's Ella Watson, the cleaning lady in the building where Parks works. She supports her grandchildren on just over $1,000 a year. The photographer follows her for weeks, home, church, and to work. At 4 in the afternoon, after a long day, she studies the Bible with her family. Gordon takes pictures of her grandchildren too, dressing, eating, reading, playing, not yet knowing the racism that they will surely face.
Over his long career, Gordon's photos will run in Vogue and Life magazine. their first Black photographer. He will write novels, make movies, compose music and poetry, and be hailed a Renaissance man. But Gordon's most famous shot will be American Gothic. In the newspaper, the photo exposed to the nation the unfairness of segregation. Standing before the flag of freedom, cleaning lady Ella Watson holds the tools of her trade and the hopes of her grandchildren. Oop. She knows all too well that the opportunities the flag symbolizes are denied her because of skin color. Yet she dares to dream of and strive
for better. Through Gordon's lens, her struggle gained a voice. You don't have to hear her story to know her prayer.
What did we learn today, Dre?
That he was a photographer that basically documented Black people's lives and how they were treated unfairly.
Thank you. That's really good. I hope you guys enjoyed this book and learned a little something, and that maybe you have some time to read with your mom and dad like the two of us did. Thanks, honey. You did a great job.
Thank you.